Hi guys, our topic for today is the essential of design, designing input, designing output, database, and user interface. So let's start in designing input. Designing input is an information system. Input is a row of data that is produced output. During input design, the developer must consider the input device such as PC, MICR or magnetic ink character recognition, OMR or optical mark reader. To create a well-designed input, forms and screen have following properties. It should serve a specific purpose effectively, such as storing, recording, and retrieving the information. It ensure proper completion with accuracy. It should easy to fill and straightforward. It should focus on the user's attention, consistency, and simplicity. All these objectives are obtained using the knowledge of basic design principles regarding what are the inputs needed for the system, how end user responds to different elements of forms and screens. It is also important to design appropriate data inputs, methods to prevent error while entering the data. To create a system, we should prevent user from making mistake by having a clear form design, leaving enough space for writing legibly, clear instruction to fill the form, clear form design, reducing keystroke, and immediate error feedback. The essential of designing output. The design of output is the most important task of any system. During output design, developers identify the type of outputs needed. Useful output is essential to ensuring the use and acceptance of the information system. There are six objectives that the system analysts try to attain when designing output. First is designing output to serve the intended purpose. All output should have a purpose. Output is then designed based on the purpose. This way, you will have numerous opportunities to supply output simply because the application permits you to do so. If the output is not functional, it should not be created because there are costs of time and materials associated with all output from the system. Next is designing output to fit the user. It will be possible to design output that address many, if not all, users need and prepare. It is more practical to create user-specific or user customizable output when designing for a decision support system or other highly interactive application, such as those using the web as a platform. Third is delivering the appropriate quantity of output. Part of the task of designing output is deciding what quantity of output is correct for users. The system must provide what each person needs to complete his or her work. Always keep the decision makers in mind. Often, they will not need great amounts of output, especially if there is an easy way to access more via a hyperlink or drill down capability. The fourth one is making sure the output is where it is needed. Output is often produced at one location and then distributed to the user. Appropriate distribution is an important objective for the system analyst. To be used and useful, output must be presented to the right user. The fifth one is providing output on time. One of the most common complaints of users is that they do not receive information in time to make necessary decisions. Many reports are required on a daily basis, some only monthly, others annually, and others only by exception. Accurate timing of output can be critical to business operations. And the last thing is choosing the right output method. Much output now appears on display screens, and users have the option of printing it out with their own printer. The analyst needs to recognize the trade-off involved choosing an output method. Cost difference. For user, there are also differences in the accessibility, flexibility, durability, distribution, storage and retrieval possibilities, transportability, and overall impact of the data. Now we will go for the for choosing a good database. What makes a good database design? Database must perform well, doesn't take up much storage, won't cause problem, and contain high quality data. There are two golden rules that we need to follow. First is to avoid duplicate and redundant information since it increases the storage and reduce data quantity, as there's a chance that someone will modify that information in one place, not in other, which could result in inaccuracy. Second, it should be accurate and complete. If you follow this design process, the end result will be the golden rules I mentioned. Determine the database purpose, discover and collect information, divide the entities into tables, turn the data points into columns, identify primary and foreign keys, normalize and refine. Now we will go to user interface. What is user interface design? User interface design is the process of designers use to build interfaces in software or computerized devices, focusing on looks or style. To design user interface best, you should consider first, usability and likability. They don't care about your design, but about getting their task done easily and with minimum effort. So understand your user's context and task flow, which you can find from example customer journey map. To fine-tune the best intuitive user interface that delivers seamless experience. Second, user interface also be enjoyable or at least satisfying and frustration-free. When your design predicts user need, they can enjoy more personalized and immersive experience. Delight them and they'll keep returning. And the last one is user interface should communicate brand values and reinforce users' trust. Good design is emotional design. Users associate good feelings with brands that speaks to them at all levels and keep the magic of pleasurable, seamless experience alive.